Hi, and here we are with Operation North Star, the new season in Rainbow Six Siege. Well, it's not really an operation anymore. They ditched the operation name a few seasons ago. But anyway, here's North Star. Nice little moving picture we got here. And well, let's get into the patch notes. So this will be everything that's coming at the launch of Year 6 Season 2 with North Star. Okay, so obviously here we have the new operator, Thunderbird, coming in. And she will be equipped with the spear, which is Finka's assault rifle, which never gets used because her LMG is stronger and has 100 bullets, so just spray and pray anyway. So this gun really hardly any gets used then. So I'm looking forward to actually using this thing on defense, because when you go on to defender weapons, they're all pretty low DPS, most of them. Lower 400s, even under 300. Yeah, so it's like kind of sad the defender weapons are in general, but that's why the one-hit headshot mechanic is here to obviously just balance out everything and piss me off at the same time. But anyway, the spear has a DPS of 490, so it will slot in at 3rd place actually. It'll dethrone. Well, MP7's great because of that high rate of fire. But in terms of DPS, it will dethrone the MP7 for 3rd place on defense then. 490. It will be higher than the MP7, but it will still be lower than the Wamai's AUG, which is at 504, and Maestro's LMG, which is at like 525 or something. It's up there. The LMG's king on defense. And we've got the Spaz 15, which was Caveira's shotgun. She also gets an impact grenade, a nitro cell, the Bearing 9 secondary weapon, and the Q929 pistol. She is a 1 armor and a 3 speed operator. And she is a defender, by the way. Her gadget is called the Kona Station, by the way, and she will be able to heal. Yeah, when deployed on the ground, the Kona Station acts as a point of safety for injured and downed operators. All they have to do is approach the device. Kona Station automatically boosts the operator's HP or offers a revive. That's it. This operator is a healer on defense, and it's going to put Doc out of business. Because they are unlimited, but they do have a cooldown. So it might be best to... There will be a lot of different tactics. You could just spread them out, or you could put them all in one spot for a defender to get a quick heal. To get fully healed really fast. Moving forward, we've got the map rework. Favela is finally getting reworked. Now, as we know, Favela was it was a special map. Every wall basically blew up, and it really just made life difficult. Extremely difficult for defenders in actually defending that map. But personally, I absolutely loved Favela because of the absolute chaos that map came and brought. and actually attacking that map as an attacker it's extremely fun to attack. And I prefer attacking over defending anyway, so I had a blast always on that map. But anyway, what's interesting is that they basically rebuilt the entire thing, aside from like the rooftops. Like, they've changed some things, but they kept the rooftop mostly intact, but they rebuilt the entire interior and removed most, if not all. There might be like 1 or 2 outer walls that can still get blown up that leads inside. Otherwise, it's mainly just windows and doors that you'll have to actually enter in. Now, it's kind of sad that they didn't actually just go all the way and make this, because they rebuilt the map from the ground up anyway. So, why not just go the extra step, expand it, make it a little bit bigger, and then put it in ranked or in unranked? Or at least give it a chance. Give it a trial how it is right now. Throw it in unranked as a trial just to see how it happens if everyone just doesn't ban it outright anyway. But just to see what data they can actually come across and see how even it, how even it becomes in the win rate. Like, does it even out more? Or is it still flawed? Who knows, but I am looking forward to playing Favela a lot when the season drops. So we got the balancing finally. The changes that everyone's been waiting for are here, that were announced at the beginning of Year 6. So we got Melusi first up. When active, the center of Melusi's Banshee sonic defense will now be vulnerable to bullets, lasers, explosives, and melee attacks. The outer shell that surrounds the center is bulletproof, but vulnerable to explosions. So basically, you walk in its radius, it opens up, you can shoot it, instead of having to walk all over to melee it then. You have to be more careful now in where you put it, and perhaps maybe potentially might be better off putting it on a wall instead of in the map. Just up there, so that way they actually have to enter in, turn around, and look up and shoot it, giving you ample amount of time to take them out then, before perhaps, and maybe even saving your Banshee at the same time. Smoke. The propagation system in Smoke's remote gas grenade has been reworked to prevent the toxic gas from traveling through walls and floors and ceilings. Finally. But what's interesting, though, is if there's a hole in the wall, the smoke will travel through it then. Then it will actually propagate through it. But if everything's closed, smoke's not going to go through the wall. Shattered glass. The bulletproof players will now be able to melee hit to shatter the glass of Mira's Black Mirror, Maestro's Evil Eye, and the bulletproof camera. Shattered glass is opaque and prevents the devices from being used to spot opponents. Finally, we have an easier time of dealing with Mira. It'll still be hard because obviously if someone's watching that mirror window on the other side, like they're just not going to let you run up and hit it. They're going to try to shoot you before you actually get to it and hit it. Which is where probably smoke grenades will come in real handy. So that way you could actually get up to said window and then hit it. And the knock changes. Test server only said they're still experimenting with the knock buff that they're looking into where she doesn't set off proximity-based devices, but she'll still trigger laser devices, which makes sense because it's like you're actively walking through it, it's detecting motion. That's what those do. They detect motion, you know? Like Capcan's device, it detects motion of someone walking past it. That makes sense. And obviously laser gate, like, it's a laser. You're not just going to walk through that and take no damage just because your device is on. Death experience. When a player dies, they will now be able to skip over the first person death animation. Interesting. So, just changed how you... That way, they just immediately know where they died from. Pretty much, and what they died from. When a player is eliminated... Okay, yeah. This is the operator icon. So if someone dies, their body just disappears and gets replaced by their icon. That way, you know, no one can no longer hide in bodies anymore. You can't hide in bodies anymore. That way, you see a body, it's alive. That's an alive person. That's all you need to know then. Like, no one's going to be able to hide in a dead body. Gameplay after death. This is something that I hope that does not come. Ever. This is a horrible idea. I don't like it whatsoever. Driving your drones after death. Zero's Argus cams. I mean, the cams make sense, though. It's fine because they're cams, you know? It's whatever. But the thing is, like, you shouldn't be able to actually... Like, the camera devices, I'm okay with. except for the fact that they can use their gadget. The actual gadget. Like, the zero cams, you're going to be able to still use your taser with it. I don't like that. Mozzie's drones, actually being able to drive them around, and literally only Mozzie should be able to drive those drones around also. No one else on defense should be allowed to drive those drones. It should literally only be Mozzie then. But that could be crazy, because then literally one defending operator could have 3 drones to then send out searching with their defenders following behind them, searching basically for an operator to kill. Or if you think about it vice versa, like you could be in a 1v1 situation with you're defending, and then all of a sudden 4 drones just come in, swarming you, and you're trying to shoot them all, and you just get easily taken out. It's a horrible idea. It absolutely ruins the whatever little integrity and competition and fair play this game actually has left in it. Same thing with the yokai. Imagining you're getting drone. Imagining going for that plant, then getting stopped by a dead echo. A dead echo. This guy is dead, yet he still can determine the fate of the match because he's just going to go on his drone and shoot you with his gadget really fast and stop the plant last second. And those evil eyes. Maestro, obviously Maestro will be the only one to use them. And obviously with the shattered glass, it's not going to be that much big of a deal. But at the same time, like, if Maestro's dead, there's no reason you should still be getting tased. Like, that just shouldn't happen. Bulletproof cameras, which is interesting. This is something I don't actually mind because, like, it just gives the camera actually something to do, but at the same time, it should be something that they should only be able to do when they're alive, though. Fire off these EMP bursts. I don't like this. Gameplay after death. I don't like this. I don't want it in this game. I'm sorry if you feel like you have too much, if there's too much downtime in this game, it's because you died. Of course you're going to have downtime then. It's your own fault for dying then. Or someone's fault. Well, why'd you die so early? Why'd you decide to rush the site and then die? And now you don't have anything to do for a few minutes, but just hold a drone camera. Or just spectate some people. Alright, moving on. This, horrible. Don't like it. HP replaces armor. I do like this, but I just wish it would already come so it would be that way. It'd be so much more clearer and less confusing, the health and armor system. What was interesting, though, is that originally the 3 armor operators were supposed to have 140 HP. Now it's only down to 125. And 110, which how it is right now, the 3 armor operators, the 3 armor operators actually have 140 health right now. That's how the armor system equivalent works right now. But they're actually nerfing the 3 armor operators then? Giving them only 125 HP? I think this has something to do with Kali. And this is why they're testing it and fine-tuning it. Because Kali's CSRX is set to do a certain amount of damage. So if the 3... And right now, they're supposed to down the 3 armor operators. It's gone. So if they go up to 140 health, that's a nerf to Kali again. And Kali won't be able to down the 3 armor operators with one shot. So I think that's why the HP had to come down a bit, which will be a nerf to 3 armor operators as a whole. Because they will have less armor/health than they've had this entire time. Moving forward. Scoreboard 2.0. Look at that, they updated the scoreboard. It looks pretty nice. Moving on. Bullet holes, finally! The bullet holes are finally gone. The line of sight through bullet holes and soft surfaces has been blocked. This prevents unfair gameplay scenarios and encourages players to use a variety of strategies to eliminate players. You can't make a little tiny bullet hole and kill someone through it now. You have to actually melee the wall now to open it up, or shoot multiple bullets in to open up a small section. Something that's noticeable to players. Bullet holes and thin materials like window glass barricades in the inner cores of props are not affected by this change. That makes sense though, because they only have one layer anyway. So you shoot through it, it makes sense that it's not gonna that you're going to be able to see through it then, because they only have one layer. Well, walls have multiple layers, and that bullet's just getting stopped then, and not going through all the layers then, which makes sense. Operator price decrease. So good news for anyone who's missing any operators. Zero's price is going down to 20,000 renown or 480 credits. Maru and Goyo going down to 15,000 renown or 360 credits. And Maverick and Clash down to 10,000 renown or 240 credits. Get those operators, people. But don't buy Clash. Please don't. We don't need more Clash mains in this game. They're already annoying as it is. Hey, the new seasonal skin. I think it's called the Medicant skin then? I don't know. I don't know the actual name of the skin, but that's the bundle. So everyone take a good look at it. I like this. I like the silver part about the top. I like that part. I'm just not sold on the rest of it at the moment. I'll probably pick it up because the community makes a fuss, and you know how it is. Not having a skin in Siege at this point in the game. So I'll probably pick it up anyway, but honestly, it doesn't look as good as the seasonal that everyone's using right now, the Thermal Antipod. Literally everyone is running that skin. It's crazy. Literally everyone is running the Thermal Antipod. Okay. Operator bouncing time. We are getting an Ashe nerf, everybody. Sorry to all those Ashe mains. Sorry, not sorry. I don't care. I'm not an Ashe main. Don't worry. Y'all already nerfed my boy Jackal in the last patch, so it's all fair. Reduced number of breach rounds from 3 to 2, so they took away that third breaching round, which was a bit much because Ashe is the highest picked attacker, and she's getting up there now. She's like at 80% pick rate or something. She's approaching like Jaeger territory, and Jaeger's actually dropped. Jaeger's actually around 70% now, between 70 and 80% because of that carbine nerf recently. So perhaps this will bring the same effect on Ashe then. But I think the thing is, at this point, Ashe and Jaeger, they're just comfort picks for so many people, that there are people that are just going to play them no matter what because they are their mains. So you can nerf them, do whatever to them, run them into the ground, and people are still going to play them. Because they're just comfort picks. And they played them for so long. And that's all they want to do is play them. But anyway, increase the R4C vertical recoil. Good. Gun's too accurate as it is. Horizontal to be spread will be more constant and stronger to the right. So they increased the vertical, and they made it go to the right even harder. So that means it'll have both. Oh, they're turning it into like Ella Scorpion at this point. If this is what I'm reading, right? Long burst recoil will start in the 8th bullet instead of the 12th, so that means the recoil will start shaking to the right then at the 8th bullet then. Okay, interesting. They made Finka an actual healer now on offense finally. HP is now permanently granted, similar to HP granted by Doc's stim pistol. I'm assuming you still get over stimmed, and then it'll decrease if you're over 100 health then, obviously. that will still tick down then. But you get your health permanently, so now you can coordinate with your teams for a final push, or perhaps wait before you make your final push to just buff up your team real fast and then have everyone run in. Melusi, when Banshee's sonic defense is active, the core becomes vulnerable to bullets and melee attacks. The device now detects enemies' feet. What? Okay, interesting. We already talked about that. Rook. The deploy and equip interactions for Rook have been merged. So he now drops the armor pack and applies his own armor in the same movement. That's great. No Rook should ever be without his sweater. Valkyrie. She now has primary control over a black eye camera, so she will take control over the cameras if another player is trying to use them at the same time. Similar to Zero and Echo. I honestly didn't know that this was a thing and that she didn't already have this. Because everyone else did, like Zero and Echo. And obviously Maestro. And Maestro is the only one that can actually control those things and move them anyway. So yeah, good for Valkyrie. Vigil, increased vertical recoil of the K1A. Horizontal spread will be more constant and stronger to the right. Long burst recoil will start on the 6th bullet instead of the 12th. Harsh nerf for Vigil. Honestly, I didn't think he was that impressive. His K1A is nothing that special. What is it, like 430 DPS or something? It's lower. It's a lower DPS gun on there, honestly. It's like not up there like Jaeger's Carbine was that needed just nerfing. Or Ash's R4C, who's sitting at like 559 DPS. Honestly, I don't know. I guess they felt like Vigil. I don't know. This one kind of feels like Ubisoft's kind of like thinking that this is a Ubisoft thing. I think right here because Vigil's not banned that much. Vigil doesn't get banned that much. So this is, I'm thinking that with the nerfs to Jaeger, they're thinking that players are going to reach out and start picking up other operators, and they're worried that Vigil might take the place of Jaeger in a way. And so they're just trying to... They're doing this in preparation to kind of stop that, I guess. Or it's because they just think Vigil's potentially too aggressive of an attacker, of a defender. And he's got too good of a kit, so like something had to give, I guess. But I don't think this was needed. I'm confused by this one. Zero, the Argus camera now uses the same resource management system as a shock drone. This is great, honestly. I thought this should be... Because again, Zero camera, you still just shoot it out anyway, most of the time. So if you're lucky, you only get one shot off anyway, if they don't notice it. But then after you shoot something, your camera's basically much gone anyway. But if you're lucky that they don't notice it, you could shoot something else too. So good luck with that. Bearing 9, horizontal spread, is now more constant instead of randomly moving left or right. The next shot is closer to the center. So they decrease the horizontal recoil on the Bearing 9, so hopefully we can actually use it now for Hibana and Echo. And Thunderbird, because she's getting it too. So she gets an assault rifle and a Bearing 9. So, and a Bearing 9 machine gun. SMG, or whatever this thing's called. Machine pistol, I don't remember. It's crazy. Yeah, so that'll be a nice buff to Hibana Echo and Thunderbird when she drops. The SMG-12, finally, maybe this thing will actually be usable. First shot kick has been reduced and vertical recoil has been reduced. Finally! Horizontal spread will be more predictable and constant to the left, and long burst recoil will start on the 12th bullet instead of the 6th. Okay. So, the vertical recoil is coming down, and the horizontal spread will kick. It'll be constant anyway, but it'll kick to the left. So there will be horizontal recoil. but the vertical recoil is coming down, which is great. And it's not going to start wavering, until after going to the left until the 12th bullet. So, good change. I like it. Hopefully it helps out Dokkaebi, especially because she doesn't have a fully auto weapon anymore since the C-75 went away. And the SMG-12 is just so unusable by so many players. So, hopefully this actually helps out Dokkaebi. Vigil still has the C-75. And it could help Warden, too, because people then could run Shotgun and then SMG-12 Warden. And not have to carry around that garbage that is the MPX. That gun is so weak. It's such a sad gun. Game bouncing, smoke bouncing, cool. Yeah, I don't really think y'all can read through this. I don't think we really need to touch through it that much. A lot of it is oh wait, smoke. Operators hit by the cloud will receive 15 HP of damage every 2/3 of a second until they leave the area effect. So I guess they made the damage constant then, so allowing you to get out quickly. Yep, the shattered glass. Yep. Area of effect for Kaid's Electro Claws, Nomad's Air Jobs. Interesting. And the Grismots too, area of effect, and the Jaeger ADS. So now we can actually see where they're going to hit, which is great. We've never been able to actually know the radius of these devices, which is crazy. Auto pickup for the diffuser has been removed. Okay. Okay. Scoreboard 2.0. Cool. Yep. Match replay improvements. Is this actually here in the live build yet, the replay, or is it still test server? I don't know. Or is it only on PC at the moment? I don't remember. Abandoned penalties update. Penalties are now 60 minutes, 2 hours, 24 hours, or 48 hours, depending on the level of escalation. So y'all better, if y'all are going to play ranked or unranked, y'all better stay in it, because you're not going to be able to play again for an hour then. And if you continually skip out, you're going to have to wait 2 days. And your cooldown is going up to 7 days. Bullet holes. Limited operator against. Yes, the flash hider and compensator rework. Changed how the compensator works. It will now be more efficient at mitigating left and right recoil. So this will be really effective on Ellis Scorpion, which, as we know, has a terrible horizontal recoil once it gets going, because it just keeps, it really sucks once it gets going. It's not as bad as it once was. That nerfed really bad Scorpion, but it's not as good either as what it once was in the beginning, and then obviously when they buffed it that first time, that a while back, and then they nerfed it and bringing it down to where it is right now, which is better than what it was when it was at its worst, but I don't know. Hopefully this could help it even a little bit more. And the flash hider now only affects the up speed, making the gun climb slower. So this will be helpful, obviously, perhaps more helpful on those higher recoil weapons like the R4C now, or the K1A that are getting increased vertical recoil. And like Jaeger's Carbine that got it in the mid-season patch. And then Twitch, that F2 kicks a lot, and I really don't like it that much. And same with Buck's C8. Perhaps this could be really helpful now on it. Squad MMR. Oops. Okay. Will apply to placement matches, even if squad members have been ranked. Squad MMR restriction is currently 700. Interesting. So it's not 1,000 as I once thought it was. And here's your rotation Favela is the reworked map. Favela is not featured in the map pools for ranked or unranked, so those players will remain unchanged. And obviously Favela will be in casual because all maps are in casual now, which is aside from Bartlett. But anyway, newcomer playlist, Favela will replace Coastline in the newcomer map pool. Oh, why would you replace Coastline? Coastline's so good. But I love Favela. And I can't wait to play the new Favela. The bomb sites are Coin Farm Storage and Coin Farm Bunks. Interesting. Anyway, that's all of them, so... And that's it for this video. Y'all can go through the bug fixes if you want, and y'all can go right to Rainbow Six. Go to Ubisoft.com and go to Rainbow Six, and you can read these all for yourself and look through them all whenever you want. Alright, so, yeah. That is Operation North Star. And I can't wait to play it in a few weeks when it comes out. I'm going to pick up the Battle Pass and probably that seasonal skin too. I'm not as excited about the seasonal skin though as I was about the most recent seasonal skin from Crimson Heist. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my take on the balancing patch notes of Operation North Star. Thanks guys, and we'll talk to you all later. Peace.